But I think our constituents expect us to lead with a responsible and balanced budget. My constituents have told me repeatedly they think we should not spend more than we take in revenue. In my opinion, this budget does not achieve that kind of balance. Like all of us, I would love to avoid cutting services to people, and I would love not to have to raise taxes. But this budget, which does relatively not enough of either of those to make it balance, is just not reality. It's a budget that says we can put a chicken in every pot and it doesn't have to be paid for. I don't think it's a good thing for us to be borrowing our way out of this problem. It's politically expedient, but is not fiscally prudent. I don't want to be back here in months to create that tax stream that's going to be necessary to cover this new debt. Personally, I'd prefer that we balance the budget now, take our medicine once, make the cuts that are necessary, make the taxes that are necessary to do this, and do it right the first time so that we have a sustainable budget. So for those reasons, I'm sorry, but I feel I cannot support this budget. I don't feel it's a fiscally responsible budget.
But we're creating a hole, and Representative Schofield talked about that hole that we're going to create, and I thought Representative Cafaro also hit the nail on the head. You look at this budget, and we've heard so much discussion about all the cuts, and there's a lot of cuts to programs, without a doubt. But at the end of the day, over the 2-year cycle of this budget is going to spend more money than we spent in the last 2-year budget. It's going to increase. It's not going to decrease. It's going to increase spending by 0.8%. At the same time, where our revenue has fallen off dramatically. We've built in a hole there, and we're filling that hole by borrowing. We've spent the rainy day fund. We borrowed that. We're going to spend that now. That's never going to be available. We are digging ourselves a hole that we're not going to be able to climb out of. But I think if we adopt this budget today, that this General Assembly in future years trying to craft a budget is going to have its hands tied incredibly. And some of the very programs that we are afraid to cut today, we put in jeopardy in future years by not being responsible enough today to bring our expenses under control. Mr. Speaker, this budget, it gets us out of this building, it gets us a budget, but I think it causes great havoc in the future, and I think it causes more harm in the long run to the very programs that we're trying to help today. And I will be voting no on this measure before us today.